Scott Snyder kicks off his brand new arc, Year Zero, in Batman number 21. We begin with Bruce Wayne facing off against the Red Hood gang. As he has yet to take up the mantle of Batman, he disguises himself by wearing masks. In this instance, Bruce has rescued a group of hostages and is doing whatever he can to keep the gang from recapturing them. A more brash Bruce Wayne carries out a risky plan and lets his emotions show when he succeeds. Later at the mansion, he discusses the Red Hood gang with Alfred. Bruce notices that many of the members are simply blackmailed upper and middle class citizens. Furthermore, he has been unsuccessful in his attempt to identify the leader's identity. Alfred is exceptionally keen on letting Gotham know that Bruce Wayne is returned by overturning a declaration declaring him legally dead. However, Bruce is adamant about not bringing Bruce Wayne back. On his way out, he runs into his uncle Philip. Philip Kane has been running Wayne Enterprises during Bruce's absence and wants him to come back and be the figurehead of the company. He declines and reiterates the fact that he doesn't want to bring back Bruce Wayne. Later that night, Philip heads to Wayne Enterprises and asks one of his analysts what he should do. He needs to keep the company growing. The analyst, who turns out to be Edward Enigma, tells him that the solution is simple. He has to kill his nephew.
So it clearly looks like we're going to get to see the Riddler origin in Year 1.
We saw a little bit of him in Death of the Family when Joker made him part of his court. Now it looks like he's going to be the main adversary in this arc.
I'm not sure if he's going to be the main adversary because the Red Hood gang is kind of set up as the big threat, at least for now.
Unless he's pulling their strings.
That's true, and he does have strings everywhere. But right off the bat, you can tell that this guy is not fully there in his mind. You know, something's off about him. And the fact that Philip Kane is working with him, it really does imply that maybe he doesn't have Bruce's well-intentions in mind when he goes to him.
It's kind of cool that Snyder added this new character, Philip Kane, but it looks like he's trying to steal Wayne Enterprises from him. I like how he takes him to the headquarters of the building, and they have that penny in front of the headquarters, which we know ends up in the Batcave.
But going back to the Red Hood gang, I'm glad that they're building on the storyline that Snyder established in the Zero issue. And I like that they're really just an anonymous group. He has no idea who they really are. A lot of the Gotham middle class and elite are part of them just because of blackmailing.
And they seem to have some mastermind pulling the strings, and Bruce can't figure out who's in charge.
This seems like his first real test as a detective. Before now, it seems like he's having adventures around the world where he's really just honing his skills, doing stuff like driving and martial arts.
But now he's got to put it all together.
Exactly. And be the great detective that he's going to be.
Speaking of the Zero issue, Bruce also interacted with Gordon in it before he was commissioner.
Gordon's clearly in a different stage of his life. Bruce is in a different stage of his life. And I think Gotham as a city is kind of in a different stage of its life. When you normally see a Batman story, the thing that jumps out at you is how dark and gloomy everything is. But this issue, I was surprised that you saw blue skies. And it was just a different time.
I mean, crime was still there at the very beginning. That kid was about to get beaten up by some thugs. But it definitely is different. One of the main ideas since issue 1 is that Bruce has been doing this redevelopment plan of Gotham, and that's how we get introduced to characters like Harper Row. And here we see that the city is somewhat falling apart. There's subways underwater.
I like how Snyder seems to focus on the development of Gotham as much as he focuses on the development of Bruce, because he's, with the addition of the Court of Owls, that initiative Bruce started, Snyder's really trying to show that Gotham has changed over time. In this story so far, Bruce really hasn't donned the persona of Batman. In the snippet that shows 5 months in the future, he has some semblance of the Batman gear put together, but right now he doesn't. And I'm really looking forward to the aha moment where he decides this is what I need to do.
Yeah, I think he even just tells Alfred that he doesn't want to bring back the persona of Bruce Wayne. He says, leave him dead. I think maybe part of Bruce doesn't actually want to be Bruce Wayne. It's just too much responsibility. But I do think his uncle Philip has a line that's pretty interesting in this issue as well, where he says, some of us have a responsibility. We give up things to do what's supposed to be done. Which I think will inspire Bruce to be both Bruce Wayne and Batman. Probably not what Kane intended, since it'll probably blow up in his face, but I think it's still a relevant quote.
Regardless, I'm really looking forward to seeing Bruce's decision to don the mask.
One recurring question that kept popping up throughout this issue was, what do you love most about Gotham? It's asked multiple times throughout this issue, and different people have multiple answers. I really liked when Thomas Wayne asked Bruce what he liked most about Gotham, and Bruce replied, "Because it's a place where you can be anyone. The city lets me be anyone I want."
Growing up as a Wayne, growing up as someone of privilege, I can see where he likes the idea of being anonymous. Even as a grown up, he's wearing masks, he's trying to be someone else because he just does not like the idea of being a Wayne.
So as a grade for Batman number 21, what would you give it?
I'd give this issue a 4 out of 5. Snyder gets a lot of the credit, and it's well deserved for how good this series is, but the art really is outstanding, and I think it's really the art that helps me visualize this as a different time in Gotham.
I'm going to give this issue a 3.5 out of 5. It's really just a setup issue, but Snyder's planting the seeds for a much larger story, and I hope I can expect good things.
Thanks for watching B3 Comics' review of Batman number 21. Before we go, we have a question for you.
We want to ask you guys the exact same question Snyder asked us in the issue. What do you love most about Gotham?
The thing I like is that Gotham is never changing. It's just incorrigible. There's crime, corruption all the time. And even though the hero always wins, since Gotham never changes, it's like the hero's the underdog.
Personally, what I love most about Gotham is it seems so real to me when you compare it to other comic book cities like Metropolis. Metropolis is it's just too perfect, whereas Gotham feels very real.
You can leave your own thoughts in the comments below. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up.